All right, everybody, we are doing another Halloween review, and this one is going to be on Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. There are two different versions of this film, the theatrical version and the producer's cut. Which one is better? It'll be an honest opinion. They're both good. I prefer either or. Different scenes were added in, different scenes were taken out, so you'll notice a lot of the scenes in the theatrical cut of the film are not in the producer's cut. One of the awesome things about the producer's cut is you get more of Dr. Loomis. That is right, Donald Pleasence. You get more of him. Even though this was his last film he did, and I believe he passed away before they were even finished making the film. So, with further ado, we're going to go with the cast. I have nothing written down. So, we got, of course, Donald Pleasence returning for his final Halloween film. We have Kim Darby, Bradford English, and we're introducing Paul Rudd. This was way before he was Ant-Man in the MCU. Great film to start out with. Definitely a real treat to get to see a young Paul Rudd perform before he was Scott Lang. We get introduction to Mary. I think it's Marian Hagen, I believe. I got the case right here. Mariana Hagen. We get Mitch Ryan as Dr. Wynn. We get Keith Bogart as Tim Strode. We get what's her name on here? The girl that plays Beth, Tim's girlfriend. I forget her name. This was directed by Joe Chappelle. And you have the late, great George P. Wilbur as Michael Myers in this. And you also have Michael Lerner as Michael Myers. He was in the scenes when they're at like Smith's Grove and stuff like that. So you'll notice a big size difference there. And I got the chance to meet George P. Wilbur years ago. This is years before he had passed away at I believe it was at Flashback Week in Chicago. And very, very fun guy. I had asked him, about the film because when I saw the producer's cut for the first time, restored. Of course, I did see like the bootleg stuff where it was all distorted a little bit with the coloring, but I had asked him about, was that you the whole entire time? And the producer's guy says no. He actually I believe he got fired because him and the director didn't agree on something or whatnot. I don't know what else, but real nice guy he was, man. He's definitely missed. He's the first Michael Myers to pass away, which is very, very sad. This movie here, it takes place 6 years after the events of a Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And if you guys know anything about that movie, there was a big shootout at the Haddonfield police station. Meeker and all of his men were killed. There was an explosion there. Michael is basically has been helped to escape out of his cell, and it was the disappearance of Jamie Lloyd. And we found out what happens with Jamie Lloyd here. Now, I know some people here, I think this is kind of a no-brainer, but Daniel Harrison did not come back for this film. And it was, there was an interview that they did with the deluxe edition box set, which I got, which this is from. She had talked about, I believe one was I think was something with the money, and then she read the script and she didn't like the way Jamie was handled in the script and stuff like that. So that's pretty much why she didn't come back. J.C. Brandy is the one that took her place. Again, there's two different versions of this film, the producer's cut and theatrical version, so you get to see the different things that happen with Jamie in this film. It's the reason why everybody bought the deluxe edition box set, which is now out of print, is because of the producer's cut being fully restored. So, she'll put it right here. So that way you guys can see it. I love the poster art too. I think the poster art is very, very cool. He actually has gloves on right there, which I thought was really, really interesting because he doesn't wear gloves in the movie. So this movie starts out, Jamie Lloyd is giving birth, right? And the child, we find out, is actually Michael Myers. So basically, the Cult of Thorn is the one that basically fixed this whole thing up. So I don't know what the whole idea was. Never explained why Michael impregnated Jamie. It's very, very odd. Basically, it's an uncle basically having sex. They don't show that, but incest. I mean, if you can get past that, it's a pretty damn good movie. I mean, I enjoy it. Like I said, the best part is Donald Pleasence. I mean, the producer Scott has more of his scenes, where the theatrical version, he was like, he didn't have much scenes in the theatrical version, but his presence on screen for this last film here was amazing. It really was. Mitch Ryan, who plays Dr. Wynn, I've seen him in a couple of other things too. I think he was in the first Lethal Weapon, if I remember correctly. He was one of the villains. He's in this. I'm not going to say much about his character because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But we do get the return of the Man in Black, which was introduced in The Revenge of Michael Myers, which was Halloween 5. That character is an interesting character, and once we find out who that character really is, it makes it more and more interesting as to what the hell is really going on with this film. We got Tommy Doyle back, which that's the character that Paul Rudd plays. I think he did an awesome job. It was one of his first films. I know he did Clueless around the same time that this came out. I think this was, because when you say introducing, Paul Rudd, that means the first. This is his first film, basically. So the movie, starts out with the whole Jamie thing, and then we get to the Myers house, which looks totally different from what it was in 5. It doesn't look nothing like what it was in the original film. So we got the Strodes living in the Myers house. Now this is they're relatives of Laurie Strode. So that means John Strode, his brother, is the one that adopted Laurie. You get a guy like Barry Sims that's going to be coming to town there, and the whole town has banded Halloween since 1989, since that incident happened in Revenge of Michael Myers, and it's really one of those things when you go into a movie like this and you sit down and watch it. The music is great. Both the music for both the producer's cut and theatrical versions. The theatrical version I like was it's got like the rocker type style theme music for the movie, which I think is really, really badass. You get into the producer's cut, the music is more traditional of the traditional Halloween theme stuff, which I thought was really, really a cool treat for us Halloween fans. You get the character of Barry Sims, like I mentioned before. That character's quite something else, because Tim and Beth, Tim is actually a big fan of the Barry Sims show. So between him and Beth, and I think maybe a couple of people, they get him to come out to Haddonfield, because Haddonfield, like I said earlier, has banned Halloween since 1989, and that was the events of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. So they're bringing life to this town by having Barry Sims come there, and little do they know that all hell is going to break loose big time, because it was already breaking loose earlier in the film. It's going to break loose big time, and bodies are going to start flying everywhere and popping up everywhere, and it's batshit crazy. This film was batshit crazy. But I like it. I mean, I like it. I mean, despite the whole, the whole thing with the baby thing, but I like it. I think the Michael Myers mask. This is the best looking mask we've had since the first two films, the original first two films in the franchise. I think it's got a very eerie tone to it. I do like the mask from Halloween 4 and 5 as well. 5 especially because when you get into that bar in the Tower Barn scene, when it's so dark, when Tina's looking, you can see the mask like right in the corner here. That just sends chills down my spine every time I watch that film, because how close she really is to Michael, in that barn. But going back to Halloween 6 here, The Curse of Michael Myers, the whole cult thing comes full circle. The Curse of Thorn. Tommy tells Kara about the Curse of Thorn and everything about it, pretty much. Just some great, great stuff in this film, guys. Great kills too. I think my favorite kill. There's two different versions for John Strode's kill. He gets electrocuted, I believe, in the producer's cut, and then in the theatrical cut, he gets electrocuted, but his head explodes. Right. I think the Tim Strode kill was when he gets out of the shower and he's at the mirror, and then Michael just grabs him from behind like that and just slits his I think he slits his throat or something, and then he's just dragging him. I thought that was a pretty cool kill. I think the Barry Sims, which we didn't really see much of it, but we saw what the aftermath was. He took the knife and like that. I thought that was pretty creative. Now, I think the one that tops it all off, and this is in the theatrical version, is when Michael goes in. It's in the third act when Michael goes in, where the cult members are about ready to do. They're gowning up to do some type of surgery or something. He goes in there with this big long metal knife and just basically unleashes a massacre on everybody in there, man. It was epic. It was freaking epic. And then the chasing goes on, and they go through the tunnels. It's amazing. I mean, the finale was awesome. The finale near the end, when you hear Dr. Loomis yell when you see Michael's mask in the theatrical version, you see Michael's mask laying down after Loomis goes back in. You see the mask, and then all of a sudden you hear Loomis like crying, like he's being killed or something. We don't find out why he's actually screaming and yelling until we get to the producer's cut, and the producer's cut does show why he's screaming and yelling. So yeah, I mean, this here I think has the best fall setting out of any Halloween film ever, in my opinion. I think the one that really comes as close to that would probably be Halloween 4 and the original Halloween. But you look at Halloween 4 through 6, they were done in Utah, I believe. So they were in the Midwest. They weren't, because the original one was in California. I if I can remember correctly. But yeah, it's some great stuff, guys. I think Part 6, The Curse of Michael Myers here, this one here, has captured the fall setting perfectly. And, a great job to Joe Chappelle, who directed the film. I think the direction of it, the eeriness of it a little bit, it's phenomenal. But with further ado, that's all I got. This is the review on Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and it's been a blast doing these. See you guys back in the next one.